is going to be a test of human character, and the elect are going to pass the test. Kohalo Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakah Kodash. Once again, Kohalo Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who teach and well. Peace and infinite salutations to the elect that are scattered abroad doing this work in truth and in sincerity. A test of character, a test of human character is what the Lord is getting ready to do. You know, and the major test that's coming upon the four corners of the earth is the hour of temptation. All right. The Lord is getting ready to test the whole earth, and the Lord is going to find out who belongs to him and who belongs to this world. All right. And Lord willing, we be the elect. We're going to be found out to be like fine gold, precious fine gold. All right. And that's what we're hoping for. You know, we're getting ready to, go into our darkest hour, so to say. And whoever the elect is once again is going to pass the test. All right. So without further ado, I got some things lined up. The first thing I want to get is the etymology of test. Right. This is the etymology of test. It says small vessel used in assaying precious metals. It says earthen vessel in which metals are tried. All right. And the elect are likened unto precious metals. All right. Fine gold. All right. And we're going through the trying process. And that's why the scriptures tell you, which we're going to get into that as well, that whatever's brought upon you, take it cheerfully. The Lord, even when you look at the story of Job and all of our forefathers, really, Abraham, Isaac, Job, Daniel, the Lord was testing them to test their integrity. And all of these men kept their integrity unto the bitter end. Right? Yahweh Shai himself. Right? And the Lord is at the seat of our emotions, man. The Lord is trying the reins of our hearts, as the scriptures say. The Lord is in our minds. So we get brought to certain situations, certain lows in life. You go through certain things, tribulation, errors, but you continue to rise back up. As the scriptures say, a just man falleth 7 times and rises up again. So the Lord will put you through certain situations where you fail, you fall, you get broken. And that's where, your true character is, formed. Your character is being who you truly are. It's easy to say you love the Most High when everything is going good and everything is going well. But how about when you get brought to a low estate? What are you going to do? All right. When you get brought to your darkest hour, and that's the time we're coming into, the hour of temptation that's going to come upon the four corners of the earth. We are about to be tried. All right. So once again, the etymology of test, because that's all this is. Life is a test. And the elect are going to be found out, to be precious gold, pure gold, finer than gold. Because the fire is not going to break them. It's not going to destroy them. The fire is actually going to mold them in who they are supposed to be. All right. Servants of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Friends of Yahweh Shai. All right. Test, it says earthen vessel in which metals are tried. All right. The sense of trial or examination to determine the correctness of something. So the Lord is trying and examining, us and seeing who we are down to the core. All right. And if we be the elect, we're going to pass this test, and the elect has been predestined to win the race, to get the victory, to get the crown. All right. And we are full of hope that we are of the elect, the hopeful elect. That's why we call ourselves the hopeful elect. All right. But once again, The elect are likened unto what? A precious metal, gold, right? And when you first find gold, like if you're mining for gold and you find gold in the rock, you gotta melt it. You gotta melt it down. And what the melting process is it's burning off all the impurities. All right. And that's what we're going through. We're in the furnace of affliction, as the scriptures say. We're gonna grab that, Lord willing, as well. And the Lord is melting us down, but when you melt gold, it doesn't evaporate. Okay. It just gets brought down to a liquid. All right. And then once the cooling process, you can mold the gold how you want it to look. And it comes out like a fine brick of gold, or can make it into whatever you would like. And that's what the Lord is doing. He's molding us to be likened unto his son, Yahweh Shai. All right. But we're getting ready to enter into the heat, the hottest part. All right. Like the three holy children, getting cast into the furnace. But see, the three holy children, they went into that furnace praising Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. All right, and Yahweh Shai is gonna be with us in that fire, man, to deliver us, to guide us, to protect us, and to give us hope. All right. So once again, test the sense of trial or examination to determine the correctness of something. Hence, any critical trial or examination means of trial. So we're on trial. All right. The Lord is trying us, testing us. And the Lord is getting ready to test the whole world when the hour of temptation is being made mandatory. Right. So let me grab this. This is Second Ezra's 16 and 73. It says, "Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire." So it's going to be made known who the chosen is. And the times we're entering into, in the time of Jacob's trouble, when all hell breaks loose, the hour of temptation, the microchip, the Lord is going to make it known who he's dealing with, who his men are, right? And the highest value man on the earth is the men of the Lord, the men of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. But we're going to be tried as gold in the fire. I'm going to get it in the GNT. "This will be the time of testing for my chosen people," right? Second Ezra 16 and 73 in the GNT. "This will be a time of testing for my chosen people, and they will prove to be as pure as refined gold." So the Lord is proving us. And whoever the elect is, they was already predestined to come out like fine gold, man. So there's nothing, no test you're gonna fail. Whoever the elect is, the Lord is gonna be with his elect, man. Through this hour of temptation, the test. The hour of temptation is a trial of human character, man. Being in this truth, every day is a test, you know, especially when you get brought down to your lowest points, when you're at your low points, whatever it is, you lose a job, you lose a house, you become homeless, uh, you know, um, you lose a woman, or children, or you get hurt, bodily ailments. These are all trials of human character to see who you really are. You know, because once again, it's easy to praise the Lord when your life is going okay, but how are you going to praise the Lord when you're in the midst of battle, in the midst of heat and fire, and being purged, being brought to a lower state? You know, so the trial of human character is what we're getting ready to, and we're already embracing it. But we're getting ready to be put into every one of us, just like Yahweh Shai, he had his darkest hour, when he had to get put on that cross, and he died for the sins of Israel, you know. So we're getting ready to go through our darkest hour, each and every one of us, And everybody's gonna have, hey, the hour of temptation, when the microchip is mandatory, you're gonna have to pass that test alone. You can't hold nobody's hand to the kingdom of heaven, man. It's gonna be you, Yahweh Shai, and that microchip. All right. And it's going to be a test of human character. And whoever the elect is, they're not going to take the chip. All right. The elect is ready to die than to bow the knee to Baal, man, to bow the knee to Satan. to take the chip. All right. And then you're gonna have certain guys that, claim to be in the truth, claim to believe, but when they get put into that furnace and that heat, they're gonna melt away. They're not gonna be found out to be like pure gold. All right. They're gonna be like stubble. They're gonna evaporate in that heat, which means what? They're gonna ultimately take the chip, man. Okay. Second Ezra 16 and 73 in the GNT. This will be the time of testing for my chosen people, and they will prove to be as pure as refined gold. Yep, going back to that word test means what? Earthen vessel in which metals are tried. So the Lord is about to try us. He's about to try all these different metals on the earth. Some are going to evaporate away, and some are going to be found out to be like fine gold, which the elect is going to be like fine gold, man. You know? And why is that? Because Yahweh Bashmi Shai has equipped us with the full armor of Yahweh Bashmi Shai. The Lord has equipped us with everything we need to pass the test. First and foremost, the faith and the fear of the Lord. The faith and the fear of Yahweh Bashmi Shai, which that's a gift, right? Which that's a gift that all of our forefathers had, man. The gift of faith. This is Ephesians 2 and 8. For by grace are you saved through faith. Yeah, this is all of grace. It's not of us. It's not of works. And that's why the Lord has it to where you have to go through Yahweh Shai. There's nothing you can do. Like the laws, statutes, and the commandments is not what's going to save you. All right. It's going to be by grace that you're saved. Now, obviously, whoever the elect is, because of the fear of the Lord and the faith that they have, they're going to continue to keep the laws to the best of their ability. They're going to rehearse the righteous acts, but ultimately it's by grace are we going to be saved. It's going to be by grace that the Lord keep the spirit on us in the hour of temptation. All right. In the midst of battle, man. Because this trial is coming. The hour of temptation is around the corner. The hour of temptation is damn near here, man. And everybody's going to have to pass that test alone. Right now, this is like, we going through the motions. We getting prepared. The Lord is preparing us. Your whole walk in this truth was the Lord preparing you for this major test that's getting ready to happen. The trial of your faith, the test of human character to see who you really are. Because you can fool men. You can get on camera and know a lot of scriptures. But the scriptures tell you there's one that is wise and teaches many, but is unprofitable to himself. It's not about how much you know. It's about how much you can apply. As the scriptures say, putting on the elect, actually conducting yourself as the elect would conduct themselves, conduct, you know. And in our temptation, a lot of people are going to be found out to be phonies, fake. And if you don't know what the mark of the beast is, you're going to fail the test because you haven't been equipped with the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, which is going to be what? The stability of the times that we're living in, which is going to get us through the fire, man. The heat, the furnace of adversity is the knowledge, wisdom, understanding. That's what's going to keep us rolling in the spirit, man. Ephesians 2 and 8, for by grace are you saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of Yahweh. So faith is a gift. All right. And we have that gift. And Lord willing, the Lord keep us in the faith all the way to the bitter end, all the way to the end. Because once again, the hour of temptation is going to be a test of human character, man. The hour of temptation is a test to see what everybody's made out of. And whoever the elect is going to pass the test, man. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to make sure they pass the test. Let's get it real quick. And this is the book of Revelation. Let's go to it. Revelation 3 and 10 in the NLT. The hour of temptation, man. Revelation 3 and 10, it says, because you have obeyed my command to persevere, right? The elect are going to obey obedience is better than sacrifice, man. To obey the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is better than, you know, going to the altar and sacrificing for sins, which we don't have an altar now, but the point is being obedient, doing what the Lord asks us to do. Go out to the highways and hedges, bid them to the marriage, make your body a living sacrifice, being obedient. All right. And the elect have what? Obeyed the command to persevere. Let's get the etymology of persevere real quick. All right. All right. This is the etymology of persevere. It says to persist in what one has undertaken, to pursue steadily a design or course, to continue, to endure. And you know the scriptures say, he that shall what? Endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. He that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. All right, it says very strict, earnest. Now, I got to go to the word earnest real quick, all right? Because the elect are earnest. All right? It says to be serious, zealous, resolute. Once again, the test of human character, the hour of temptation, this truth, you know, and is going to see who's serious and who's not, who's earnest about the Lord, who's true to serving the Lord, and who's not. Because anybody can get on camera, anybody can go to the camp, you can learn the breakdowns and shalom, khan, kwame ashala. But at the end of the day, the Lord is looking at who you really are on the inward part, who you are off camera. All right. And this is for myself too. This is something we all got to understand. The Lord is, his eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. You can fool man. You can lie to me. You can fool me, but you cannot fool the spirit. You cannot fool the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. And the test is going to prove who belongs to the Lord and who doesn't. The hour of temptation is going to prove who's belongs to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and who doesn't, man. All right. So back to Revelation 3 and 10 in the NLT, because you have obeyed my command to persevere, I will protect you from the great time of testing that will come upon the whole world to test those who belong to this world, right? Because the Lord is about to try everybody's character. The Lord is about to melt everybody down, you know? And I'm talking about before the missiles come. I'm talking about the furnace of adversity. Everybody's about to be brought down to their lowest point, you know? To see what you truly made of, man. To see if you truly believe on Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, or if you just been acting. You a hypocrite. That word hypocrite goes into being an actor, you know? You putting on a show. All right? But the Lord said what? Because you obeyed, I will protect. Because you obeyed, I'm going to protect you. Once again, obedience is better than sacrifice. And what? The elect is going to pass the test. Because why? You were predestined to pass the test. You know, brothers that have been diligently serving the Lord, you truly fear, you sincerely fear the Lord. Every day that goes by, you praying to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you truly fear, the Lord is going to be with you, just like he was with our forefathers, man. And what is this talking about? Revelation 3 and 10. What is the test that's going to come upon the whole world? Is the hour of temptation, when the microchip, the RFID chip, the mark of the beast is mandatory. All right. And that's going to, you know, prove who belongs to the Lord. You know, who belongs to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. This is Sirach chapter 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, right? We all being tempted. You know, don't think that for the newer brothers and sisters that are coming in, don't think just because you serving the Lord that your life is going to be easy. No, the Lord is testing you. He's trying you, seeing what you made of, man. So you're going to go through low points in the truth. You're going to lose. You're going to make sacrifices. Things aren't always going to go your way, man. But all of that is a trial of your character to see what you really made of, man. All right. It says, set thy mind aright, set thy heart aright, and constantly endure and make not haste in the time of trouble. So you got to get your mind right. You coming to serve the Lord, you better get your mind right. Your mind better be prepared to suffer. All right. Prepare thy soul for temptation. Prepare to suffer for the Lord, man. If you coming to serve the Lord, hey, you got to bear your own cross, man. Yeah, we got brothers and you got the body, the believers that are there to help. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to bear your cross alone. You're going to have to pass the test alone. I'm going to have to pass the hour of temptation. That's the final test of integrity, man. We're going to have to pass that test alone. So get your mind right. You know, understand what you're a part of. The scriptures say, count the cost. Are you ready to die for this truth? Because the Lord is going to put us in the midst of the fire, bro, like the furnace of adversity to see who belongs to me. And the elect is going to come out like fine gold, precious gold, because why? They endured, you know, they endured through the trials and tribulations, man. So the elect ain't no pushovers, man. The elect is ready to die, bro. Whoever the elect is, Lord willing, I'll be one of those men. They ready to die behind the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, just like our forefathers. And I'm thinking about the Maccabees. What is that? First or second Maccabee? I think it's first Maccabees 7. The children and their mother, the brothers that died instead of eating pork, man. So that's the time that we coming into. We gonna, hey, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give you a crown of life, man. And if you faithful unto death, if you do gotta die, you the elect. If you gotta die, you the elect. You gonna be raised up first. So ain't nothing to worry about. Okay? Sirach 2 and 3. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Right? And there's no one that can pluck the elect out of the Most High's hand. Hey, bro, the elect was tailor-made to endure suffering. The elect was tailor-made to pass the test. So have hope in that. That's why we call ourselves the hopeful elect. We're going into the furnace full of confidence that the Lord is going to be with us, man. We're going into the midst of the fire. It's like the three holy children once again. We're going in the midst of the fire, confidently, boldly proclaiming the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, believing that the Lord is going to deliver us, man. Why? Because of our faith. Once again, that is what? A gift from the throne, man. So what is there to boast about? Why is earth and ashes proud? What is there to boast about? You can't boast of nothing. If you're going to boast in anything, boast in the name of the Lord, man. Because he's the one who's going to deliver us from the hour of temptation, man. I will deliver you. Because you have obeyed, I will deliver. Sirach 2 and 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee. Oh, Salakia, verse 3. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. So the Lord is going to increase his elect at the last end. The Lord is going to raise his men up. After this, hey, bro, after the elect pass this test, bro, the Lord is going to do something different with us, man. All right? How about Shem Yahushua going to do something different, bro? You're going to be a weapon of mass destruction, man. Oh, shit. Yeah, hold on. I got to find that clip real quick. Baba Kushab, bear with me. All right, I had dropped it in the chat of the anime it's called Yu Yu Hakusho. Right? Heavy clip. And it goes right along with this lesson. So if you just bear with me real quick. When was it? I think it was had to be Thursday or something. All right, so whoever the elect is, man, was tailor-made. You were predestined to pass the test. The Lord had gave you all the ingredients. Like that old show, the Powerpuff Girls, man. Where you had the scientists, he putting all the ingredients to create them. Hey, the Lord was creating the elect. He gave you the faith. He gave you the knowledge. He gave you the wisdom. All right. He gave you the sincerity, the temperance. You know, he gave you the character to win, bro. Yeah, here we go. I found it. So let me just play it real quick because it's a heavy clip. Once again, the clip is from Yu Yu Hakusho. Of course, everything want to move slow now. Let me hold on, man. Everything want to move slow. Which fair use, fair use. This is for educational purposes only. All right, let me see. All right, I got it right here. Let me close this out. See if it's in my history now. Yeah, here we go. All right, let me pause this music. All right, so check this out. All right, it's called Pushing Past One's Limits. Business that has. All right. Your mind on the business that has. You give up on everything because you can't commit to anything. I'm trying, okay? But you're working me to death here. Approaching death is the key to your training. Approaching death is the key to your training. All right. Hey, certain brothers, we gon' and look, man, you gotta prepare your mind to look death in the eyes, man. All right. That's the key to your training because that's who you truly are is really gonna come out. And what is that test where we're gonna be eye to eye with death? Is the hour of temptation? Because how you gonna eat? How you gonna pay your bills? How you gonna feed your children? How you gonna do anything if you don't take the chip? So that test is gonna make out to who you truly are. Let's listen to this carefully, brothers. All right, it's a very spiritual episode in the anime called Yu Yu Hakusho. All right. Your mind on the business that has to give up on everything because you can't commit to anything. I'm trying, okay? But you're working me to death here. Approaching death is the key to your training. What? You must push your body all the way to its breaking point. Only then will you reach beyond your physical limit. Power like this must be earned, slacker. Power like this must be earned, slacker. You have to push yourself to your limit. And that's what Yahweh Shemi Shai is about to do. He's going to push us to our limit, to our darkest hour, to our bitter end. But that's when the Lord is going to increase you. That's when the true you is going to come out. And whoever the elect is, they're going to shine like fine gold, man. You know, because of the faith, the fear, the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding, bro. We got to play that back again. Your mind on the business at hand. Right there, even that. Focus your mind on the business at hand. What's the business? The business of the Lord. This is a business. All right. And the Lord is running a tight ship, man. This is a business. All right. The business of Yahweh Shemi Shai, man. You don't clock into work 25, 30 minutes late every day. You don't, you don't do your job, your 9 to 5 job half-ass. Why? Because you're gonna get fired. Same thing with this business that we in. The business of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. This is a business, man. All right. Your mind on the business that has you give up on everything because you can't commit to anything. I'm trying, okay? But you're working me to death here. Approaching death is the key to your training. What? You must push your body all the way to its breaking point. Only then will you reach beyond your physical limit. Power like this must be earned, slacker. I know that's a new concept for you. All your life you've gone the easy way. So you were born with a talent. Who cares? You never worked for it. It was easy. You always quit anytime the answer wasn't served. Okay.
Your mind on the business that has give up on everything because you can't commit to anything. I'm trying, okay? But you're working me to death here. Approaching death is the key to your training.
Yep, let's bring in the scripture. Second Ezra 2 and 4. Whatever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So that's the furnace. That's the test that we're going through. The furnace of adversity, man. Which that furnace of adversity is really benefiting you if you're the elect. That's why the scriptures say all things work for good to them that love the Most High. Everything you go through, your whole life, your whole life was tailor made for the real you to come out. That elect within you, your walk was predestined for that true you to come out. And how is it going to come out? Through adversity, man. Through suffering, being brought to the brink of death, if need be. Even dying, if you have to, for Yahweh Shai. But regardless of which way it goes, the true you, the elect in you, is going to come out. The true you is going to come out. Through what? The furnace of adversity, the test, the trial of human character, man. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee order thy way aright, and trust in him. And all we got to do is trust the Lord. It's nothing of us. You know, it's not of our might. You know, it's not about how fast you can run, how strong you are. It all goes back to Yahweh Shai, man. This is the book of Judith, chapter 8 and verse 26. Remember what things he did to Abraham and how he tried Isaac and what happened to Jacob in Mesopotamia of Syria when he kept the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother. For he hath not tried us in the fire as he did them, for the examination of their hearts, neither hath he taken vengeance on us, but the Lord doeth scourge them that come near unto him to admonish them. Whoo! So look at Abraham, look at Isaac, look, the Lord has not put us in the fire like he did to them. Look at Yahweh Shai. But he did it for the examination of their hearts. So what is the Lord doing in this trial, in this test? He's examining your hearts, man. Your la'ab, your mind. All right? Which I got this pulled up real quick. All right? This is Jeremiah. Of course, everything. Here we go. Jeremiah 17 and 10. I, the Lord, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doing. So the Lord is trying your mind. All right. So the Lord brings you down to a low estate. You go through the furnace of adversity that was tailor made for you, your own personal hell. And every brother got a different hell they catch. And don't ever, try to compare your walk to another brother's walk, man. Your walk was created for you. Embrace your own walk. You don't know what the next brother's going through, man. Something that might be, you might be able to bear. The next brother might not be able to bear that, you know? So the Lord has tailor made each and every one of us, our lives, to go through certain adversity so the real them can come out, so the real you can come out. Jeremiah 17 and 10, I, the Lord, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doing. So the Lord is trying your, let's get into it. Your heart, your la'ab, all right, which is your mind, and the reins. What is the reins? It says, of seat of emotion and affection. So the Lord is right there at the seat of your emotions, man. And that's why you got to become numb. All right. Which numb. And that's what the Lord's doing with us. Your walk is literally making you numb. All right. Which the big bro Quam always going into this. Shalom to that brother, man. He always going into this, man. Numb, deprived of motion or feeling, powerless to feel or act. So the Lord is making us numb, deprived of feeling, deprived of emotion. All right. Because in the time we're coming into, you can't move off of them. And really now, a real man, you're not supposed to move off of emotion. You're supposed to be logical. All right. Not moving off of emotion, man. So once again, let's play this back. And I'm gonna read that. I gotta read that Judith again.
You're not done a business that has. You give up on everything because you can't commit to anything. I'm trying, okay? But you're working me to death here. Approaching death is the key to your training. What? You must push your body all the way to its breaking point. Only then will you reach beyond your physical limit. Power like this must be earned, slacker. I know that's a new concept for you. All your life you've gone into sweat. So you were born with a talent. Who cares? You never worked for it. It was easy. You always quit anytime the answer wasn't served on a silver plate. Which you still have. Shows you're doing your training like everything else. Have that. You people are all alike.
Once again, Judith 8 and 26. Remember what things he did to Abraham and how he tried Isaac, and what happened to Jacob in Mesopotamia of Syria, when he kept the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother. For he hath not tried us in the fire as he did them, for the examination of their hearts, neither hath he taken vengeance on us. But the Lord doeth scourge them that come near unto him to admonish them. So the Lord is doing this to admonish us, to lift us up, to raise us up. You know? So once again, whatever's brought upon you, take it cheerfully. And the hour of temptation is a test of human character, which the elect is going to pass the test. All right? 1 Peter 1 and 6, wherein you greatly rejoice, now though for a season, if need be, you are in heaviness through manifold temptations, right? Prepare yourself for temptation. Brothers going through all different battles, trials, and error, tribulation. That the trial of your faith is on trial, man. Being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahushua HaMashiach. So this test, this fire that we going through, if we endure unto the end, we're going to be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahushua. Why? Because we're going to be like him. He's coming with those new bodies, man. The Lord is coming back to give everybody those gifts, man. You know, them new bodies. It says, whom having not seen you love. We don't look, man, and blessed are they who have not seen. In whom though you see him not, yet believing you rejoice with joy unspeakable and full of glory, right? So that's what brothers get together, man. You can't even, so much unspeakable glory, right? It says, receiving the end of your faith, even the salvation of your souls, of which salvation the prophets have inquired and searched diligently, who prophesied of the grace that should come unto you. So this grace was prophesied to come to you. This specific grace, this specific time period, you getting broken out of the chains of darkness was prophesied thousands of years ago, that the prophets, the ancient prophets, desired, the angels desired to look into, man. So this is some next level knowledge, wisdom, understanding. This is next level, like, just you can't even put words on it, man. This is next level power, bro. That's the only thing I can it's coming to my mind. Like, this is next level. The Lord is literally molding us into gods. All right, and it's not of us. Your once again, your walk was tailor made. The hell you go, and that's why whatever is brought upon you, bro, take it cheerfully. You know, it's for you to grow. All right, the elect don't take any L's, bro. And what do I mean by that? Yeah, you're gonna take L's, right? But what I'm talking about is the elect, your L, the L's you take is really lessons and you learn from them. So they really W's. Every L we take is nothing but a lesson. All right. And the lessons we're going through is really just building us up to the next level, from glory to glory, to the ultimate glory where Yahweh Shai come back and free us from the chains of darkness. Romans 5 and 3 in the AMP. And not only this, But with joy, let us exult in our sufferings and rejoice in our hardships, knowing that hardship, distress, pressure, and trouble, Jacob's trouble, produces patient endurance, and endurance, proven character. So you going through hard times, trouble, is going to prove your character. All right. So, and endurance, proven character, spiritual maturity, and proven character, hope and confidence, assurance of eternal salvation. So, when your character is proven, you're going to be full of confidence and hope. You're going to be assured of the eternal salvation. It says, such hope in God's promises never disappoint us because God's love has been abundantly poured out with our hearts through the Holy Spirit who was given to us. So, once again, the hour of temptation is a trial of human character, man. What we're about to go through is a trial of human character. All right, the test. All right, and Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is going to be with us through this test, man. All right, so with that, hey, Shalom, Kol Yahweh Bashim Yahushai.